For this project, I started from my hobby walking through nature and aimed to solve the drought problems on the Campine Plateau. The design question I posed here is how can I contribute to the Campine Plateau and solve drought problems by looking at the movement of people and the movement of water. This project is located in the Utterbek Valley, on the border of Bree and Kruidrode. For thousands of years is this landscape creating a fascinating and biodiverse alternation between wetter lows and drier heights. In the valley, the Weissager and the Utterbek flows eventually flowing into the Maas. The dry, higher areas are mainly agricultural areas such as fields and meadows, while in the wet lowlands where the brooks flow, mainly forests can be found. This is a picture of the section through the valley. It is clear that in the middle, higher areas, agriculture is mainly done in the form of maize, and the streams are surrounded by marshy ground and forests. The biggest problem in this area is the lack of infiltration. Agriculture drains the water very quickly into the brooks, which means that it cannot infiltrate. Another problem is that the water in the brooks flows too fast and leaves the Campine Plateau very quickly. I would like to solve these problems. The solution herefore is to retain and infiltrate as much as possible of the water in the higher lying parts of the valley, and in the lower lying areas to ensure a slow water flow in the streams. If we disconnect drainage from agriculture, we can create infiltration areas in the higher parts, where it can infiltrate into the ground, and the water level will also rise. The idea is to construct a recreational footpath that goes above and through the valley. This will manipulate the lower layer of the landscape, the water layer, with two basic principles: to retain water as long as possible by impounding streams, and to provide infiltration areas by disconnecting drains. For the specific placement of the footpath in the area, I first looked at the runoff map. What I have indicated is the driest area because there is a large runoff. If these are cut, it will affect the maximum runoff and wet areas may develop. Also, because I started from my fascination with walking, I looked at which walking routes are already available. This walk from Kruidrode is one of the most important and long ones, with a lot of several stops and sites in the route. The experience of a walk is also important. This area, with its different types of landscape, is perfect to stimulate the experience of nature. We have walks through the forest, walks through the agriculture, and walking through the water. By bringing everything together, I have found the perfect location of the footpath through the valley, which will be linked to an existing footpath and will disconnect the drainage in the area. The transformation is as follows. First, the waterway is manipulated by the footpath that is laid down. This creates pools along the path and impoundments in the streams in the second phase. And then the several resting points will be linked to the walk along these infiltration areas. This is a footpath that goes through the valley. All elements are made of wood, because this fits best in a natural area. By disconnecting the drainage, it will create natural infiltration ponds. This is how the master plan looks with a number of resting points at the infiltration areas, and in the brooks the path provides water impoundment. The connection of about 3 kilometers. The design tool is to work out these resting points in detail. These are also visible on my panels. I have charted the walk with a number of functions. That starts with walking through water where the path forms your rear, picking blueberries in the woods, bird spotting place, space for picnics, a play area for children, and a small pavilion where people can meet each other or something can be organized. The farmers may also have advantages. The infiltration pools are essential for plants and animals. They allow animals to graze in a wet environment. Then part of agriculture can be replaced by wet agriculture, and also local products can be sold. This footpath can later also be connected to the existing footpath network. In this way, an extension can be made throughout the valley, which will also make it possible to create various junctions. This is an image that shows what experience I want to give the people. The walking connection is conceived as a true experience route through the various landscapes, forests, streams, agricultural and infiltration areas. This also explains the name of the project, Scenic Walk. So, this was my short explanation. More info can be found on my panels with a further elaboration of the project.